Urbanization is a natural consequence of the socio-economic changes that take place with the country's development. The positive role of urbanization is often overshadowed by the evident deterioration in physical environment and the quality of life in urban areas. To overcome the problems of rapid urban growth relating to infrastructure deficiencies, concerted efforts are required to provide adequate infrastructure to support urban growth, reduce poverty, improve the environment, and strengthen urban management. To govern our cities better and create a more sound foundation for economic development and providing basic amenities, the approach of integrated urban development is increasingly being realized. Adequacy of municipal finance is an essential indicator of the financial health of urban local bodies. Property tax is one of the important constituents of municipal finances, and hence the administration of this tax is important.
Holding tax is from the owner of the houses who occupy their houses built in the city.
कि बेसिक एमिनिटीज, बेसिक फैसिलिटीज जो है, जो आम सिटीजन को चाहिए, वो पीएमसी प्रोवाइड करती है, जैसे सैनिटेशन, ड्रेनेज, वाटर फैसिलिटीज, जो आम सिटीजन के रोजमर्रे की ज़रूरत है, पीएमसी प्रोवाइड करती है। उसके लिए उसको मैन पावर, मशीनरीज, अदर जो खर्च होते हैं, एक्सपेंडिचर होते हैं, उसके लिए पैसे की ज़रूरत होती है, और उस पैसे की पूर्ति प्रॉपर्टी टैक्स से की जाती है।
Earlier definition of annual rental value: the gross annual rent at which the holding may reasonably be expected to let. Earlier rate of taxation: 43.75% of ARV. Higher rate gave rise to arbitrary and unreasonable assessment by inspectors, corruption and unscrupulousness. Property tax demand: rupees 4 crores.
Old methods was purely left to the discretion of the personnel who were doing the assessment work.
He had to assess the construction cost of the house. There was no guideline for making the annual rental value.
It was purely of his whims, on his discretion.
In Patna, the constant harassment of house owners and the threats of arbitrary revision of tax rates led to the issue of the revised assessment rule in 1993. The cardinal principle of the new tax rules are: 1. Lower rates of taxes. 2. Minimizing the discretion on the part of assessor. 3. Making the assessment process simple and transparent. 4. Acceptability of the system to the public at large. In order to achieve the above objective, the Patna Municipal Corporation Act 1951 defines annual rental value in its section 130 as the gross annual rental at which the holding may reasonably be expected to let. No rules were framed, however, till 1953, and assessments were being made inconsistently and irrationally by the tax inspectors. Pre-revision tax rates in Patna Municipal Corporation were as follows: holding tax 12.5% of the annual rental value ARV, latrine tax or scavenging tax 10% of the ARV, water tax 10% of the ARV, education cess 50% of the holding tax, that is 6.25% of the ARV, health cess 40% of the holding tax, that is 5% of the ARV, total 43.75% of the ARV.
Prior to introduction of this new system of annual rental value,
The system was not having any proper guideline for assessing annual rental value of a particular household. It was purely based on the discretion and will of the person or the tax collector or any agency determining the holding tax of a particular holding. If he was pleased for certain reason, he used to lower down the annual rental value of a particular household. If he was displeased for certain reason, he used to put the holding tax of a particular holding at exorbitant rate. That's why people were not willing to pay
such determined holding tax.
Administrative flaws in the earlier method of rental value base. Absence of real estate market comprising of rental and sale transactions, although a powerful private market does exist whose proceedings are not made public because of different reasons. Professionally trained valuers are not involved in the assessment process. Scope for excessive use of discretionary powers for individual assessment. Element of litigation, particularly among higher rental value properties, is fairly high. As a result of subletting, subdivisions, practice of key money, pagdi, the use of collective rent to hide the actual potential is fairly common.
At that time, the tax rate was 43.75% of the annual rental value. That means if anyone is getting 1000 rent from his property, he was expected to give 437 rupees to the corporation, which was very high. And this type of tax structure cannot be implemented. Therefore, there was need for radical reform in the tax structure.
Unit Area Method UAM is emerging as an alternative to the rental method as the base to compute property tax. Property tax assessment and management of municipal finances at Patna is a simple area-based system of property tax assessment that has been adopted by Patna Municipal Corporation. The assessment has not only helped the corporation simplify the structure, but has also helped increase collection.
Municipal tax is needed to provide civic services. Now, regarding the tax rates, I am always using the word reasonable tax. Reasonable tax means whatever services you want to provide to the city, commensurate to that you require the tax or service charges. If you keep very high rate of tax, then with the help of the inspectors, there is general tendency to manipulate, and they will pay very low taxes. Their actual payment to the corporation, plus in effect they pay some bribe also to the inspectors. When I am using the word inspector, it is not designation, it is a mentality. So total corruption money plus payment to the corporation, if it is greater than the reasonable rate of tax, then people will accept the reasonable rate of tax. I am just going to illustrate by an example. Suppose it was 43.75% rate of tax, and if anyone was getting 1000 total rent from his property, he was expected to 437 rupees to the corporation. Naturally, he will not give 437, which is very high. So he will, suppose he manages to pay only 10 rupees, and there are instances to that effect. He pays only 10 rupees, then he has to pay 200 rupees to the as a bribe also. So in effect he pays 210 rupees. Instead of that, if we fix the rate at 9%, total tax becomes 90. Net increase to the corporation becomes 9 times, and instead of paying actual amount of more than 200 rupees by that taxpayer, he has to pay only 90 rupees. So on the one side corporation is happy, on the other side the taxpayer also becomes happy. So the high rate of tax, unreasonable rate of tax, and with discretion of the assessing authority leads to the corruption. This corruption ultimately hurts the beneficiaries. So if that is reduced, naturally the both public will be happy as well as the corporation will be getting more revenue, and there is no discretion, and that is the whole essence of the simplicity of the tax structure.
Property tax is the most important component of municipal finance. Unit area method is emerging as an alternative to rental value. The UAM largely tends to remove the disparities in assessment of similar properties. The essential idea behind the approach is that the problem of assessment can be circumvented if the tax is assessed in terms of some quantitative measures such as size, area and use. Under this, there would be a basic tax related to plinth area and carpet area. Thus, under this system, a building could be classified with few variables. It is also easy for the assessee to file self-assessment accordingly.
The things has been made so transparent.
That household owner can themselves assess their own holding tax, because the rate has been determined by the state government, and we have published the rate, that what would be the rate of building located on a principal main road, what would be the rate on main road. So we have published the entire rate widely.
कारपेट एरिया के मेजरमेंट पर टैक्स का निर्धारण हुआ और इसको हम लोगों ने जब लागू किया यहाँ पर, जब इंट्रोड्यूस करना चाहा तो हमारे नागरिकों को पसंद नहीं आया और इसके अगेंस्ट में वह हाई कोर्ट में मुकदमा दर्ज किए। हाई कोर्ट ने इस केस को स्ट्राइक डाउन किया। इसके बाद हम लोग सुप्रीम कोर्ट में SLP दायर किए और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने अपने जजमेंट में कहा कि नहीं, ये बहुत ही प्रैक्टिकल, मेथोडिकल और बहुत ही साइंटिफिक मेथड है, इसको इंट्रोड्यूस करने का उन्होंने इजाज़त दिया। जिसके बाद हम लोग इसको लागू किए और ये 1/10/93 को हमने लागू किया पटना में और 1/1/96 को हमने इसको कंप्लीट कर लिया। और इस सिस्टम के आने के बाद आम जनता ने बहुत ही राहत की सांस ली, इसलिए कि लोगों को अब अपने कारपेट एरिया की जानकारी थी, जिसके कारण लोग समझ पा रहे थे कि उनको जो टैक्स लग रहा है, उनका जो टैक्स निर्धारण हो रहा है, वो सही है कि गलत है।
The main ingredients that have emerged as a prerequisite to introduce UAM are location, type of construction, and use of holding, and any other suitable parameters. The Patna Municipal Corporation introduced the unit area method as per the notification on 12th August 1993. The key elements of the Patna UAM are as follows. Classification of holdings. A. Location. B. Use of holding. C. Type of construction.
In Patna, it was basically three criteria: location, type of construction and use. In location, we said principal main road, and other category. This was done by the corporation with the approval at that time. In 1992, it was a superseded body, Patna Municipal Corporation. I was the administrator. Therefore, I took the approval of the Chief Minister on this classification also. But in today's world, probably this corporation can decide the principal main road and other category of road. This is one type job. There is no discretion with the inspectors after it has been decided by the corporation. As far as the type of construction, it is in Patna, it was Pakka building, asbestos, kacha, which is very distinct and there is no discretion. As far as use is concerned, again it very three distinct category: residential, commercial or other type. So these are very distinct criteria. Once I am a property owner, I know which category of building I am in, which type of use I am using, and which is my location. These are already prefixed criteria, and therefore the inspectors will not be able to exercise their discretion, and a rate is notified per square feet, rate is notified for calculation of the notional annual rental value, and only 9% of that becomes the tax. Let me tell you, reducing the 43.75% to 9% was very revolutionary decision at that moment of time, and we could do it. And when we assessed at 1/27th portion of Patna only, it became 1.5 times revenue of the whole Patna. So that you can say, by reducing the rate of tax, by making it simple, by making it transparent, by making it inspector free, the net revenue increases, the people are more satisfied. And when I assess, let me tell you, out of 1/27%, not a single complaint has come at that time. That is the beauty of the system, and that could come because of simplistic nature, because of easy implementability, and because of acceptability by the people. And the Patna model of taxation got the judicial support at the highest level, the Supreme Court of India. In fact, even in Parliament it was mentioned, and that is the whole success of the Patna model of taxation.
The holding in the corporation area is classified by the corporation on the following criteria. Situation of the holding. 1. Holdings on the principal main road. 2. Holdings on main road. 3. Other roads not falling in the first two categories. Use of the holding. 1. Purely residential. 2. Purely commercial or industrial, whether self-owned or otherwise. 3. Partly residential and partly commercial or industrial. 4. All holdings other than those specified. Type of construction. 1. Pakka building with RCC roof. 2. Pakka building with asbestos corrugated sheet roof. 3. All other buildings not covered. Method of calculation of carpet area. A. Rooms. Full measurement of internal dimension. B. Covered veranda. Full measurement of internal dimension. C. Balcony corridor, kitchen, store. 50% measurement of internal dimension. D. Garage. 1/4 measurement of internal dimension. E. Area covered by bathroom, latrines, portico and staircase shall not form part of the carpet area.
में 2-3 फैक्टर्स हैं, जैसे रोड का, तो रोड प्रिंसिपल मेन रोड और अन्य। जो प्रिंसिपल मेन रोड नहीं है, मेन रोड में नहीं आता है, वो अन्य में आता है। ये तो रोड का वर्गीकरण है, क्लासिफिकेशन है। इसके बाद मकान का भी क्लासिफिकेशन है कि मकान जो है वो कैसा है, मतलब आरसीसी है कि आरबीसी है कि वो एस्बेस्टस सीट का है, कोरुगेटेड सीट का है या अन्य में है। तीसरा क्लासिफिकेशन होता है कि उसका उपयोग कैसा है, यूज़ मीन्स ये कि वो कमर्शियल यूज में है कि वो रेजिडेंशियल यूज में है, पार्टली कमर्शियल है, पार्टी रेजिडेंशियल है या अदर्स में आता है। ये 3 क्राइटेरिया के आधार पर हम उसका ARV तय करते हैं और उसका 9% हम टैक्स लेते हैं।
पहले ऐसा था कि पता नहीं चलता था कि कैसे ये लोग टैक्सेशन किए हैं। जैसे मेरे बगल वाले जो मकान हैं हमसे काफ़ी लंबे चौड़े हैं एरिया में, उनका टैक्स बहुत कम था इन रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ आवर्स। हम लोगों का काफ़ी उनसे ज़्यादा था। तो अभी जो टैक्सेशन हुआ 94 में, इससे हमको ये कारपेट एरिया पर जो टैक्सेशन फिक्स हुआ है वो सहूलियत है। अगर हमें किस पर डाउट होता है तो मैं खुद इसको जाकर चेक कर सकता हूँ, जो पहले नहीं कर सकते थे। तो इस लिहाज से ये कारपेट एरिया पर जो टैक्सेशन हुआ है वो सहूलियत है।
पहले के मेथड में नॉर्मली क्या हुआ करता था कि टैक्स कलेक्टर या जो भी ऑफिसर होते थे रिलेटेड, वो क्या चार्जेस लगा रहे हैं, किस तरह के लगा रहे हैं, वो हमारी जानकारी से बाहर होता था। वो कितना चार्ज लगा दिया वो मुझे देना है, क्या चीज़ का लगाया, क्या लगाया, उसमें ट्रांसपेरेंसी नाम की कोई बात नहीं होती थी। तो समय के हिसाब से इसको बदलना जो है बहुत ज़रूरी हो गया था। और आज के डेट में जो सेल्फ असेसमेंट मेथड पटना कॉरपोरेशन, पटना नगर निगम जो है लागू किया है, तो इस मेथड को देख करके थोड़ा सा अच्छा लगता है कि आज मैं अपने आप को खुद का एसेस कर सकता हूँ कि हाँ भाई एक स्केल उठाया और देख लिया कि ये मेरा जगह है, तो वो मैंने डिक्लेयर कर दिया कि हाँ भाई ये मेरे पास इतना जगह है। आप भी आते हैं, आप उस जगह को देखकर वेरीफाई कर लेते हैं कि हाँ भाई इस स्केल पर इन्होंने 10 बाई 10 दिखाया है, तो जो स्केल आपको बोल रहा है वो स्केल मुझे भी बोल रहा है। तो कुल मिला के इसमें ट्रांसपेरेंसी बहुत ज़्यादा दिखती है। तो इसमें क्या है कि मुझे इस बात का डर नहीं रह जाता है कि मैं कहीं चिट हो रहा हूँ।
ये तो बहुत अच्छा ये प्रोसेस निकाला गया है इससे हम अपना खुद जितना मकान का जितने एरियाज़ हैं, जितने कमरेज हैं, वो खुद नाप के वो रिक्वायर्ड फॉर्म को फिलअप करके अपना टैक्स जितना होता है वो जमा कर सकते हैं।
हम तो गर्व से कह सकते हैं कि पूरे हिंदुस्तान में इस कारपेट एरिया सिस्टम से टैक्सेशन का निर्धारण जो हमने किया, ये पहला हमारा पीएमसी ही था। और इस सिस्टम को मतलब पूरे देश ने एप्रिशिएट किया। कई राज्यों ने इसे इम्प्लीमेंट अपने स्टेट में म्युनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन में कराया, और प्लस ग्लोबल भी इसका बहुत वाइड वेलकम हुआ।
After revisions, 1. Under new rules, ARV is redefined as the rent that a holding is capable of fetching over a period of 1 year. 2. Rate of taxation reduced to 9% of ARV. 3. Lower rates coupled with simpler rules has eliminated any scope for discretion of tax inspectors and have been acceptable to people at large. 4. Property tax demand. Rupees 17 crores estimated to grow to rupees 40 crores after revision. The positive features. It has brought transparency in the assessment, reduced subjectivity and discretion, eliminated the time-consuming process whereby an assessor has to furnish detailed information on cost, rent, furniture, fixture, etc. Increased the revenue from property tax, provides scope for revision of rates and periodical revision, larger acceptability. The Supreme Court has already indicated the reasonableness of the approach.
In corporation, the property tax was dependent on the annual rental value, and this annual rental value was leading lot of complications. We tried to simplify, and this Patna model of taxation was challenged in the Patna High Court. For the first time, Patna High Court questioned on violation of Article 14 of the Indian Constitution. Subsequently, we went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court upheld it. It was a very simple model. The Patna High Court, the decision was that more and more parameters should be added. But Supreme Court observation is that it is simple. Not many parameters are there, because that is the intention of this simplification. And if we add more parameters, the very purpose of simplification will get defeated. Subsequently, after Supreme Court has upheld, there has been discussion in the Parliament even. This has got the international award. In 2002, I received the United Nations award at Dubai International Award for Improving Human Living Environment of 2002. So this model, from shifting the tax structure from annual rental value to the area based method, which is nothing but indirect method of the capital value system, is getting cognizance, and most of the cities and most of the state government, they are shifting from the conventional rental to this area based method of system. 1998 Government of India issued a guideline, and this guideline had different models, Patna model, Andhra model, and these models were circulated to all the states. This area based system of the Patna model of taxation got recognition. States like Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat and many other states, they have shifted from the conventional rental to the area based method. And I understand, since this has got recognition, it got tested in the Supreme Court, therefore it is called the Patna model of taxation. Many other neighboring countries are also trying to shift their property tax system from the conventional rental to the area based method of the property tax.
Now this new system is so well designed and transparent that every household owner knows that what should be the rate of his holding, and he voluntarily accepts the rate fixed by the corporation authorities, and he readily comes up for making the payment fixed by the corporation staff.
A good taxation system should contain a simple structure and lowered rates of tax, Based on the above principle, the assessment rules were revised and modified in 1993, as against 43.75% in the previous system. It was reduced to 9% of the total rateable value. As a result, the prevailing tax rates were drastically transformed to a mere 9% as given below. Holding tax 2.5% of the annual rental value, ARV. Latrine tax 2% of the ARV. Water tax 2% of the ARV. Health cess 50% of the holding tax, which is 1.25% of the ARV. Education cess 50% of the holding tax, which is 1.2% of ARV. Total tax 9% of ARV.
At last, I would like to say that the time is to make system optimum.
Here,
We go for perfect system. We intend to try for perfect system in property tax. We will add so many parameters and which could not be implemented, and therefore I will like to suggest that those parameters which are quantifiable, which are distinct, only should be put as a conditions for fixation of property tax, and that will be the only success model. And based on that, every corporation, every state government can think, decide, and they can experiment, and there is need for improvement with different corporations, and the best model is one which is workable model, which is acceptable by the people at large.
the area-based approach for the assessment has been worked out in the Patna Municipal Corporation and other corporations. With the reduction in the percentage, the net assessment of the corporation has increased. Nearly 50% of the earlier revenue of the Patna Municipal Corporation was achieved with the completion of assessment work in only 1/27th area of the corporation. The Patna model has a simple and objective area-based property tax assessment system. Just by simplifying the property tax assessment rules and keeping the property tax at lower level, the Patna Municipal Corporation was able to raise its demand and collection. The assessment rule for the first time has been attempted on a scientific basis to assess the property tax. This was the first time that the Apex Court appreciated the area-based fixation of property tax and approved it. Earlier, because of the